So here we are. We're in the middle of Hollywood and with another version of our Farrell Hair Loss Show. I'm Richard Farrell, and for more years than I'd care to admit to, I've been involved in the hair replacement business and have somehow become this self-proclaimed expert in hair loss, or hair replacement. So to my right is, actually to my left, sorry, is my co-host Michael Garcia, who's a true hair loss sufferer and an advocate for said group as well. So
great to be back for another one.
Here we are for round 5, I believe this is. Okay. So for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we're here to help you get rid of the confusion in finding an answer to your particular hair loss situation. And there's so many of you out there. People don't realize how broad of an audience this, well, how many people are actually suffering from this disease. And we're here to honestly discuss the situations and wade through the industry jargon and to bring it to a point where it all just makes sense. So we're here for both men and women. And one thing that I think we're somewhat proud of is that this show is not about advertising and without trying to push any particular agendas. We do want to lead you in some ways that make sense, but this is not an infomercial type of a show, and a lot of people we're finding out are appreciating that finally.
That's right.
Yeah. So you find no promotions, no phone numbers, and no websites for people to contact, and that's cool.
It's very cool. It's a good thing to be able to just talk about the facts and to give people, some honest opinions out there of what their options are.
Well, we think we're not know-it-alls. I think we're all still wading through this stuff and learning. It's pure logical information that we hope that we're passing on, and you can decide whether it's valuable or not.
Yeah, okay. You take our information and then go and do your research and make your decisions.
Exactly. Well, today's topics, one of them is a major topic, and from the emails that we've received, people have been looking forward to this, Michael, because we're going to be talking about Michael's transformation.
Right. In the beginning, you identified me as a hair loss sufferer, but today it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, people just might not have picked that up, huh?
No.
Yeah, well, we'll explain to you, we're going to explain to the audience a little bit about what you went through and how they can also maybe figure out a way to solve their hair loss situation with maybe a hair system, as you did. And then we're also, for the first time, we're going to be jumping into the viewer's mail, which I'm looking forward to.
Me too. We've gotten a bunch of it.
I hope you just brought good stuff.
I did.
Okay. No. So anyway, guests are welcome. We've had a few people actually want to be guests now. This is interesting. We will treat them with respect unless they deserve it, because so far we feel that our show should be non-confrontational.
That's true.
Okay. So Michael, how do you feel?
Well, I feel pretty good. What you're seeing here, most people who watch our show know that I usually sit here with a shaved head, and today I'm extra hairy, got a full head of hair. It looks real, looks like it's growing right out of my head. This is a custom hair replacement system.
Yeah, actually, I'd like to invite the cameraman, whenever you get a chance to shoot Michael, zero right in on him, because we want to let the camera decide whether this looks real or not. So
that's right.
Don't feel bashful. We're not hiding anything. I guess I have to apologize to the audience. I'm not really excited about this, because I see this all the time, being involved with the hair replacement industry, and I kind of lose focus on those feelings since I'm not a hair loss sufferer myself.
Right.
But so that's why I just want to ask some questions of you, like
that'll be great.
How different, what kind of a difference has this made in your life? And I know that's a hokey question, but this is major aesthetics.
It's really not a hokey question, because when it comes right down to it, I mean, that's why people are looking for an answer to the hair loss problem, because it's much more major than anybody realizes. A lot of people say, get over it, it's not that big of a thing. It is a big thing. And the answer to your question is it affects my life a lot for the better. You get your hair back, you get back a lot, not just the hair.
I think these people that say get over it are probably people that have full heads of hair like me. Why is it bugging you?
That's right, 100%.
Yeah. Now, one thing we're not trying to do is steer you in any direction here. We're just, as you know, we've been talking about all your different options in solving your hair loss situation. Michael happened to choose a non-surgical solution here, so we think there's a lot of safety in that. And who knows down the road what Michael might end up doing with new technologies if any of these come to fruition. And we'll talk about that later. But
I'll tell you what I do know, Richard, is I never tried hair transplant. I'm glad I didn't. We've talked about that. Right. I did try chemicals, and of course they didn't work. You know, I spent a ton of money on them, didn't grow back anything, and just like a maintenance contract, you know, you start taking some of these things, even if you start growing a little bit of peach fuzz back, once you stop using it, it falls out. This is the only, hands down, the only solution where you get all of your hair back, just like this.
Yeah, I imagine that's scary to some people, though. All of a sudden, they have all their hair back.
Oh, it would be scary. It's a big adjustment, but ultimately, I think it's an adjustment for the better. You get your hair back. You know, you get your life back.
You know, well, it's true. You know, I'm thinking how all these other shows, how you've been looking with absolutely nothing. So here's someone that's had all their hair back. Do you get a lot of second takes, or do people? Well, how does that work?
You know, nobody knows. Nobody knows that I'm wearing hair. You know, when I wear hair, you know, and even when I do wear hair, and people see me who've seen me, you know, with a shaved head. You know, it's hard for them to believe that I'm wearing hair because of how it looks. It looks like it's growing out of my scalp. You can look close up. I can expose my front hairline. You know, so a lot of times, you know, it's, well, did you lose weight? Are you wearing, you know, different clothes? Right. You know, the last thing that they're thinking is that you're wearing hair when you're wearing a hair system like this.
We want to keep this conversation general. We're not going to say where you went or how much you pay, stuff like this. The fact is you chose out of all the different options right now. We're showing an example of a non-surgical situation. So
the only solution that gives you back a full head of hair. That's just the honest truth.
You must have liked shaving, though, because I remember when I was a kid, you know, and maybe 10 years old, 11, 12 years old, I guess, summer vacation. Whether I wanted to or not, my parents would take the electric clippers and buzz me down for summer, you know, and I'd run around with my cutoffs all summer with my Superman T-shirts or whatever the heck I had going on at the time. And but I remember how good it felt, you know. It's, you know, functionally it works.
You know, it does work. It makes things very easy, except that even with a shaved head, I found myself still lathering, rinsing, and repeating.
You follow the directions on the bottle?
Follow the directions.
I wonder about people that follow directions on the back of the shampoo bottle.
That's when you know that you're really programmed. But it is easy. You don't have to do all that stuff. But what the problem is with a shaved head, I mean, just like you're a long-haired dude, you know, so you understand. And for me, sure, it's easy. I don't have to comb it. I don't have to worry about these things. But then I have to worry about not projecting who I am. I'm not a skinhead. You know, I'm a long-haired dude like you, and if I had hair, this is how I would look, and that's what I want to project out. It's major.
Well, you know, the one thing about hair that I've noticed, and is that, well, actually, yeah, it's like, let's say you don't have hair. No matter, I don't care what kind of clothes you get off the rack, designer clothes or if you're over there at a discount place, you always look the same.
That's exactly true, because what you don't see is the lack of balance. You know, that's the first thing that people notice, you know, is that you're not a balanced person without the hair up there. You know, there's always kind of something wrong.
Well, I guess I really want to get into you, but we are going to these other topics. But it's amazing how important hair's been. I mean, all through, you know, history to man.
Oh, it's very true. I mean, you look at you know, prisons and some of these institutions. I mean, the first thing they do is get rid of your hair, because when you take your hair away, you take a lot more than just the hair. Well, and they've known that forever.
Paramilitary organizations also the same thing.
That's
absolutely
correct.
We don't want anyone to be a free thinker, do we?
No.
So what about your sexual life? Let's go right to it.
You know, the way that, you know, it's a good question, and it's something that people ask a lot, and a lot of people who go looking for hair loss options are certainly concerned about that. And it's not as easy as, you know, you get hair and then all of a sudden people start looking at you. What I've found is it's the confidence that you get back that allows you to have a more healthy sex life, not the hair again itself, but what the hair gives to you, which is confidence, feel better about yourself. That, after all, you know, is what it's all about.
Some of us just don't have any problems in that area, but I've heard that it is kind of a mental thing. So,
it is a mental thing.
So it makes sense. So if mentally you're okay, you're there, huh?
Feel good about yourself. That's right. You're there.
Well, so how long have you had this hair system?
I've been wearing hair since 1996, and happy to see that, you know, that they've gotten, you know, just better and better and better. Little things, you know, make a big difference. So I've been wearing hair a very long time. I have not been wearing a full cap. This is a full cap. I don't have any of my hair on this one. So I've been wearing this one, you know, for about 8 months, and it's really it's a good one.
You look like me. No, I mean, did you ask for the Richard? What happened?
Ask for the Richard. You know, what I did actually is I'd taken pictures of myself before I lost my hair, and I had long hair, of course. I've been wearing long hair for a while, you know, because it's me, you know. And what they did is looked at the pictures, restored my appearance. I mean, didn't just throw hair on my head, restored my hair.
There's one thing about long hair. I've watched many transformations like yours in my life, and I'll see. We're women also, but with guys, it's really weird. The minute they get the hair on, they're in front of the mirror and they stand different. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like it's
is
a weird attitude that happens when you put length. There's something about having long hair where you put your hands in. I don't know what would happen if I lost my hair. It'd be that Samson situation. I'd lose all my power.
Right.
Then I'd have those dysfunctional situations, I guess, too. So maintenance, tell me about it. Is it going to be a problem in your life?
Maintenance isn't a problem for me. You know, it just becomes, you know, one more thing. Like I said, I mean, I don't have to lather and rinse and repeat. I still do it, but I actually take this off and put it on every day, and it takes me 10 minutes.
Now, why do you do that?
It's just one more thing.
Why? I mean, if I wore hair, I would keep it on. I wouldn't want to wake up bald in front of my wife.
Oh, yeah. You know. Yeah, you know, well, I do. I mean, I do. I mean, for long periods of time, I was just up in Oregon during the holidays and did a real rigorous mountain biking trip up there, and, you know, was up in the mountains. So the things, you know, it stays on. You know, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, and you know, you can do that too. You can sleep in it, you can shower in it. You know, for me, it's just easier.
My friend John wears hair, you know John, and we do a lot of outdoor things together, you know. But he tells me that when he's jogging and he sees his, you know, he'll be at Griffith Park and he'll see his reflection. He goes, "You just don't know how that feels because you had your hair all your life and things." But we're in the backcountry sometimes. Because people that don't know, I ice climb and stuff like this. We'll be at a base camp and pardon the language, but I call him the kitchen bitch because he's such a good cooker. Excuse me, he's so good at cooking back there. I let him do all the cooking. But I'll look over him, and sometimes he has his blow rag on, then sometimes I'll look at him and he's got his hair on, you know, just all looking pretty for us at dinner time, you know, in the backcountry.
Right.
But I would want it on, I think, all the time. I just would never want it off. That's just the way I am.
That's certainly an option.
That's an option, so you can do all that. Do you think you'd ever wear a shorter style?
Oh yeah, I do. I wear shorter styles too, and I mean even this. I mean in a minute, you know, it could be cut down to something short and stylish, and it wouldn't lose anything. You know, and it's you know, that's one of the advantages of having a cap is you know, you can switch from short to long. But I'm a long-haired guy, like I said, so this is where I feel most comfortable. This is the zone.
This is the zone. So okay, so I got to ask. About your friends, like, first off, do you know anyone that wears a hair system?
I know some people who wear hair systems.
Did that make it easier for you?
Oh yeah, oh, it definitely makes it easier. One of the things, one of the people who I first saw with hair, you know, it was a shocking thing. One day bald, next day with hair, and I always thought that it was like going to be this thing where he was going to be the guy with hair, and then just a matter of days and then weeks, you forget. You just accept it. When it looks good, when you see it like this, you know, they don't become. You know, you just accept it. It looks like the real hair, and that's what made me do it. Is I forgot.
Well, I think at this time, too, I believe they're going to be putting on the mantra, because I believe I just got that signal, and there it is. Here's the situation. We have this mantra that we kind of repeat ever so often, because we want to kind of emphasize some things about hair replacement. The first thing is, before you do anything, to triple think before opting for any surgical solutions. Okay, do you have a copy of this, Mitch?
Nope.
And then what would you say the number 2 would be there?
Well,
it's right there.
Yep, you can't be a sniveler. You got to be tough. It's a battle. It's an emotional thing, and you got to be tough. You can't be a sniveler through this process.
Yeah, it's like fighting cancer, isn't it? You're fighting a disease, you know, in a way. But it's, from what I hear, it's very simple. Approach snake oils with extreme skepticism. We call snake oils anything that's a liquid topical solution that has claims of growing back your hair.
That doesn't.
That's not. That doesn't. So we're not changing that, right? It's still part of the mantra.
It's very much part of the mantra. If any of those worked, we wouldn't be here.
And this is very, very relevant to you.
Non-surgical hair replacement systems won't hurt you at all. Here's the proof.
And it feels like your own hair?
It feels like my own hair. I don't feel that it's on my head. I don't even feel it. It's totally weightless.
That's right. So whatever your situation is, even if you were as advanced in the hair loss situation as Michael here,
it can be fixed. That's absolutely right.
And the opinions of your friends really don't count, do they?
No, but you got to do this for yourself. I mean, more than anything. I mean, because that's what it ends up doing anyway, is making yourself feel better. So it's got to be about that.
Right. And next one.
You will not lose your lover if you don't look goofy.
That's true. As long as we can take you out in public, you know, you're fine, right? And whatever you choose to do it for yourself. You kind of already said that, but that's our mantra, and it's kind of a silly little thing that we keep doing. But you know, I think some things just need to be implanted, if you will. So here's something
that fire up the troops.
Exactly. So fire me up, Michael. We actually have people that watch the show that have both written and called, and in the gist of it, as you told me, that you didn't write the whole letters down for the interest of time, but you hit some basic points. So,
well, let's see. We actually got a couple of these. Why don't you guys have more fun on your show?
Well, it's kind of serious, but on the other hand,
yeah, we're not opposed to fun, and we do have a great deal of fun sitting here, that's for sure. But you know, we're not opposed to fun. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, baldness is a serious thing, especially if you're suffering from it.
But dancing girls with hair systems, maybe for the next show, that could be fun.
That could be fun.
Okay, what else you got?
This person writes, I'm with the national chain. How do I get out of my maintenance contract?
They
signed a deal with the devil.
Right, and that's what everyone's doing nowadays. These chains are locking you in monetarily, so you can't leave.
Practically make you sign on it with blood.
Well, yeah, almost. But you know, from what I hear, you can get out of those. That they really don't go to court. You know, I'm not a legal person. Maybe you should give me some easier questions. But from what I've heard, people just stop paying. It's a monthly thing that comes out of your paycheck. Usually, paycheck. Excuse me. They take it out of your account automatically, or you actually make monthly payments. If it's the latter, you can just stop making payments.
And that's just to stick you into their services, and usually they're substandard services.
Yeah, someone watching this for the first time say, gee, why are they telling people to get out of legal things? But the thing is, like you say, if you're stuck with something that's substandard aesthetically, you've got to do yourself a favor. Just stop if you can get your money back. That's cool.
And it's almost always just the companies that are substandard that try to trick you into those things. Otherwise, you know, they don't need that to stick you in. They treat you good, put you in good hair, make you look good. They don't need to trick you into staying with them.
Absolutely not. What else you got?
This person says, I found a hair replacement forum online that talks about the various companies, and it's been disheartening.
The forums. Okay, the forums at one time were very, very good. I think when they first came on, people were going into the forums posting good things about their hair replacement experiences. But then it became a place for people to go and just nag about their place, about their systems. It seems to be a pool of whiners. In my view, hair loss forums are very negative to the growth of this industry, which really, they could actually stop people like you from solving your hair loss problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree. And a whole nother angle to the forums is that, you know, like anything, the internet's a very, very powerful tool. And the merchants themselves, including some of these people that we've been talking a little bit about, these merchants who trick you, you know, they actually have learned to use these forums to push, you know, agendas, to push products, to, you know, so you gotta beware of them.
I know there's a lot of spamming in the forums, but the main thing that I hear from people that actually post is that the other people they're in there with aren't really who you think. They're either companies that are trying to, you know, take your situation and get you to go to them, or they're just not. They're not real people.
It's absolutely true. I mean, trickery exists everywhere, of course, and you got to be aware of it. You know, the best thing to do: go to the source.